And so I'm not gonna be long because I really want to enjoy the ministry of Pastor Vincent Bohanan. What many of you don't know, and I know that they gave me questions to ask, but what many of you don't know is that Pastor Vincent and I share some history. We are both from the Mother Church in Brooklyn, New York, Institutional Church of God in Christ International. And I know many of you may not know of the history that came out of that building, out of that ministry. But Pastor Vincent Bohanan was birthed in Institutional. And so music, the legacy of music has been inside of him from the time he was a baby. Now, I'm much older than him, and so I remember him being, I think I left to go to Connecticut soon after he was born. But I do want you to talk about the history, because that's where you started. So let's talk about the history a little bit.
Institutional is a great church to this very moment. Being raised there, it was an amazing experience. I believe I had the greatest childhood of all times, just because our church had everyone there at the same time. You had so many great people there, James Hall and Dr. Bond and Melvin, Chris Bell. So many people all in one church at the same time. So you can only know that every Sunday was like a whole movie. It was crazy. But that church specifically has a great history of having original songs for generations. Original songs. We didn't sing anybody else's songs. We had our own songs. And that's the same thing that I do even today. I sing my own songs. But I love that church. I thank God for that whole time. I thank God for my childhood. I thank God that everything that I learned there, it was a great experience.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why I admire you so is because you were not just an onlooker in the service, but you participated. I think some of the greatest leaders are those who know how to spend years and years serving.
Oh, yes.
Serving. Your name may not be called. And how old were you when you started playing the piano?
I started playing the piano, I had to be like 10.
Wow.
I had to be
10 years old.
I was about 10 years old, and ever since then, I was serving in the church.
That's right.
Playing and serving and teaching and serving. We were there all day, all week.
That's right.
We loved our church so much
right.
that we really put everything into it.
Yeah.
Everything into it. And so I've learned how to serve there.
Now let me ask you, did you have any former training in piano, or did you just sit, listen?
So no formal training at all. It was a Sunday night, and the Lord blessed me that Sunday night. Right then and there.
Yes,
I never played anything, but it was on a Sunday night, and the Spirit of the Lord was so high in the room. And from that point on, I learned how to play.
See, y'all, I'm telling you,
It's
there's
real.
a blessing in being in church.
Yes.
You never know what mantle you may receive, what anointing may fall on you that will launch you. It'll be something that God will put in your life that will launch you into the next level of your life. And I thank God of that. I thank God for your years of dedication. And Pastor JJ is right. I think I'm cute. I lost about 40-something pounds. So I think I'm cute. I'm going to stay humble so God won't have to humble me. But I have to attribute that to you because I needed to work out for about an hour. And I said, I need something to listen to. I had worn out on my Youth of Praise albums. And my husband, he gets real shy and stuff when we sing his music. And so I saw that your album was an hour long. I said, I'm going to listen to this Vincent. And it got me so hooked. I know we're talking about the new album, but the Live in Chicago.
Live in Chicago.
Live in Chicago. Now, here's the thing. You're a Brooklynite.
Yes.
I want to know why you went to Dallas, but I also want to know why Chicago.
Chicago, I love Chicago, the history that they have there, and Chicago's churchy. Chicago still has church the way that I know it today. And so we brought everybody there, the entire choir, the whole church, everybody came to Chicago, and it was just like a big mixture of Brooklyn and Chicago in one room. And so you already know we had super church.
Yeah, and y'all brought Bree Holly, which is one of my favorite songs.
Oh, yes.
He brought me up, give me what I got to know. I was like, yes, church,
Yes,
church.
yes.
How was that experience?
It was crazy. That night, it was a blizzard, first of all. We had a blizzard that night. It was standing room only that night in Chicago. And we sang these songs. Live in Chicago is one of my favorite albums to this very moment today. I love Live in Dallas and the Christmas record and stuff, but there's something about that Live in Chicago. You got Oh Give Thanks, and you got Jesus Save the Day, Any Day Now, Pentecostal Power. It was just track after track after track. Yes. It was just track after track after track. So personally, that one is near to my heart. I love Live in Chicago.
You have so many hits. Can we just give him a hand clap for that? Hit after hit after hit. And I am proud to say that that is the legacy of people from New York. You look at James Hall, you look at the others who have written, it's just hit after hit, and you are successfully doing that. Now, we were talking about the Chicago album, but let's back up for a minute. And you went from institutional, and then how did SOV start?
SOV started, Brooklyn didn't have any young choirs at all. And so in 2014, it was wide open for me to just have my own. And so timing is everything, because I always wanted my own, but I never knew when it was, the right time. 2014 came around, and I said, I think this is the right time for me to have my own choir. And so probably like that first and second rehearsal that we had about 100 people coming from all over the place, PA and Connecticut, and we had people from Brooklyn and Jersey. They were just hungry because we didn't have that. We didn't have anything there. And so it was just wide open for us. And since that very moment, January will be 10 years that the sound of victory has been together.
That's awesome. And wait a minute, what can we expect? Because y'all always do us something. Can you give us a sneak preview of what?
We are recording again in January in New York.
Yes!
Live in New York.
James Hairston, we're going to be there, right?
Live in New York, we are recording again, and these songs are really, really good. I'm excited about it as well. It just seems like it's just on and on and on and on and on. But that's just how I am. I just have to keep on moving and all that other stuff.
And I hope you can see what I'm doing here, because I started out talking about you serving,
yes,
right? And now the Lord has blessed you with SOV. Mm-hmm. And then let's just talk about this for a little bit, and then we'll go back to the music. But recently, you became a pastor.
Yes.
And I thank God for that. I thank God for that. But what I want to talk about is that most people feel like, or not, I won't say most people, but when you get into the music, it feels like it's a natural progression just to go into ministry from there. But pastoring is something that is it's totally different, right? And so I cannot talk about you being a pastor without talking about your mother.
Yes.
And how beautiful your mother, Marie Bohanan, you have to know her. If you knew her, you would absolutely fall in love, and you would understand why and all the prayer it took to have a son to go into ministry like this. So I want you to talk about your mother a little bit, and then how, because I'm sure that she heard from God. I'm sure that she spoke this over your life.
Yes.
So talk about that a little bit.
My mother was my everything. She prayed and she prayed and she prayed, and she supported everything that we did.
She did.
To the last year, to the last few weeks, she supported everything that we did. But she wanted this, and I believe that she would be so happy today to see the amount of progression for all of her children. Because we were all her children. Really and truly, this was her choir. She was in charge of the choir. She told us that, she was just real strict on us and all that other stuff. You had to wear a skirt and all this other stuff. It was crazy. But after that, I know now that everything that she was teaching us then was for this very moment today. Everything that she taught, I still hold on to it today. And so I thank God for her. And she transitioned in 2017. And then right after that, I took over the church, House of Hope then, which is now the Winners Assembly, New York. And so we're excited about everything that's happening at TWA as well. We are growing more and more each week. And so it's an awesome thing going on.
Now, do you think that how does your music and your preached word coincide?
The music and the preached word. So I believe that the choir actually prepared me to handle the church. Having a choir, you come with so many different people. I've had so many different personalities and people that come through the choir. The choir has a little bit of everybody. And sometimes I'm just like, oh my God, how did I end up with these people? But I love it. I really enjoy seeing how people will turn their lives around with the songs and with the preached word and with the scripture. That's what it's all about. And so I use our songs to now change them and bring them to where they need to be. And so it's all working together. It's all working together with the choir and with the church. It's all entwined together. And if you just preach and sing Jesus, they'll be all right.
That's it. That's it. Yes. And I'm so glad that you're able to do that, because you are right. Some people have been turned away from the church.
Yes, so many.
But they do love music, and if you preach the word in a song, you can capture their heart and eventually draw them back into the church and change their lives. So we're going to talk about this because I didn't understand Dallas. I'm like, Dallas? Like, what made you go to Dallas?
Every year in January, we have a new place when we celebrate each year. And so we've been to Chicago, we went to Orlando, we went to Philly at the Met, so many other places. And so Live in Dallas was our 8th anniversary. And I said, well, let's all travel to Texas. And so we all traveled to Texas. That's what I love about it. I have a group of people that are just going to push everything that I do. No matter how large it is, no matter what, and it's just like, okay, cool. And so we all traveled there. And we had a wonderful time, so many people. And this is what I love about it. All of my supporters are flying in from all over the place every January, because they know that it's going to be a great weekend. And so we had people flying in from all over the place to celebrate our 8th anniversary. And we had this live recording, and it was awesome. It was awesome. Every song that night hit, and it was just something new. It was something fresh. Here we have it. We have Live in Dallas. Every song is a blessing to so many people, even today.
Now, what I want you all to do, because I know us, and I know we will sit here and enjoy music all night, but what I want us to do is, I'm gonna take a minute to do this. We got a couple of seconds on the clock, and I want you to bring out your phones. I know everybody got a phone now. I want you to bring out your phone, because I want you to download this music. And I believe in taking a minute. I believe in downloading. I don't want to get it. No, I want to pay for it. I don't want the free kind, the streaming kind. I want to pay for the full album. And so I want you to do this because I feel like it's well worth it. This is music that you will hear about and that you will be singing years from now. And so I want you to look up Vincent Bohanan. I don't know if can they put it on? Oh yeah, it's on the screen. Okay. You can search that now and go ahead and download that. How many of you have it already? Be honest. Let's be honest. Yes. How many are getting it now?
Yes.
I'm telling you, it is well worth it. Now, you write all of your music.
All of my songs. There's only one song on there that I love so much. Glory After This. I love that song for years.
Yes, the Moriarty.
Yes. I said, I need that song.
Yes.
And so I took that one, and so he's actually the first one that I ever said, please, I need that song on my album. And so, but all of my other songs are from my pen, and it takes a lot to write all of these songs. I'm not able just to write just because every song has a story, every song has an experience, and so my life is always something, always something going on. But through that comes some of the greatest songs. We Win, that came from one of the worst seasons of my life. But it was able to now bless everybody.
Right, because that was right at the transition of your mom.
Yep.
Yes.
I wrote that for her.
Wow.
I wrote that for her. She was very, very, very sick. And I said, we always win no matter what. And that was the last song that she heard from us. And that was a blessing to the world.
Yes.
That was a blessing to the world. And I thank God for all of my trials and tribulations because it brought out something that a regular life would not be able to bring out.
Yeah, now I've named a few of my favorite, and I know this is hard to ask someone who writes what's your favorite, but if you had to say from this album, what's your favorite, what would it be?
This album, I would have to say I'm a Witness. I'm a witness. It's more than coming to church Sunday after Sunday. It's more than singing the songs to the saints who've already been saved.
Can I say something? This is why I love your music. It's so real. If you listen to the words of the song, it just makes you feel like he's really talking to me. This is really what I feel. It's real life music. And so that's what I appreciate about your writing is it has a nice beat, it has a churchy beat to it, but it really speaks to the heart. It speaks the sentiments of people's hearts, and you can tell it's coming from a real place. So you think that's your favorite?
I believe so. I think so. Right now it is.
Okay.
He Fights For Me is really good too. He Fights For Me is also very, very, very good too to me. I don't know. It's hard.
I know it's hard. I like I said, I don't want to make this long because I know we're anxious to hear from you. But, this room should honestly be packed. If they only knew the gift that we have in front of us. And so often we don't celebrate people the way we really should, and we don't celebrate their music and support the way we should. But I want you to know that we love you. All Nations DC, Pastor Trina, Pastor JJ.
I love y'all so much.
We absolutely love you. And we will support, I know you just did something at Howard not too long ago.
That was our 9th anniversary, live at Howard University.
And so, we didn't have this building then, did we? Because we have a really nice building.
Yes.
And I'm just putting it out there.
Listen,
I'm just saying,
I'm gonna have to bring
if you ever feel like you want to come back, this is an open door for you. We should just have the whole choir come one time.
Everybody.
And just come. Yes. Now, this is because people always spot out their favorite singers within the choir. You have a young lady, I don't know her name, but she seems to always stand out in the front. She usually has like a long y'all gotta help me because I don't know her
I got
name.
so many characters in my choir.
You do, but it's so
got
good though.
Janae, you got Flo, you got Shawnee,
Flo,
you got
everybody
Susan
in this
at the
house
end.
knows Flo. I know everybody knows Flo.
You got Kenny right in the middle. It's just
Yes.
so many different
You have a good
personalities.
group of people. You really do.
I thank God for them.
Yeah. And Emmanuel, he's also
And-
your assistant pastor,
Yes.
isn't he? Yes.
Since year one,
Yes.
he was there, and even before that, he was right there with
Yes.
me.
And then I also appreciate the fact that you came onto this area and you started working with Brother RC.
Yes.
And we love
He's the
RC.
producer for the album.
Yes.
He produced this album.
We
so
love
we're
that
excited.
so much.
Yes.
So I'm just saying all that to say you have family here
Thank you.
to support you, to push you. Everybody, please download this. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. And let's
shirts.
all, their shirts. Come show the shirts.
Choir Alive.
Yes,
This is my new.
Choir Alive.
It's my new line, y'all. Choir Alive.
I
We
love
want
this.
everybody. How many people love choir music stuff?
Yes.
Come on. We love choir music. We love kingdom music. We love the message. We love everything about it. And so we want everyone to go get the Choir Alive.
They're right in the
hoodies.
back.
They're right in the
Right in
back.
the back.
Hoodies and t-shirts for sale right after this, and represent the choir. Represent the choir, everybody, all right? I appreciate it. I love you guys so much.
Yes, so everyone, please, let's stand on our feet and give a round of applause. And thank God also for Brother Pastor Vincent Bohanan.
Thank you guys so
We
much.
love you so much.
Thank you.